Well, hello there, wiggas and niggas. This is casting a light on my face that's really weird. I got my computer here. It's really weird. See, look, it's casting a light. Oh boy. Anyway. Do it that way. Hello there, wiggas and niggas. Another day, another 10-cent talk. I was reading something the other day. Reading a couple things. There was a trans person. I don't know. I think he was going to she. I get really fucking confused right now. More confused than they are, apparently. So there was a mentally ill person that was transitioning to something. Fuck. I don't know what they were going to identify as. You never know this week. Anyway, they were in Florida. And apparently I keep reading these things. Like, there was a couple that didn't like Florida anymore, so they moved somewhere. I want to say Vermont. Might not be Vermont. Might have been Virginia. I could have sworn it was someplace with a V. But anyway. They were saying how much better it was, and this, that, and the other thing, and Florida's getting expensive, which it is. But it's getting expensive everywhere, so I don't really know if it's any worse down here. Not really sure. It's getting expensive everywhere. And so the article was very misleading, because in the title or something, we moved to Virginia, whatever, we bought a trailer for $12 grand. Then you read in the article, and it shows that they put $50,000 to $60,000 of improvements into the fucking trailer, so that's not really cheaper. Okay, but anyway, in the article, they were saying how much better it was there because everyone's nicer and this, that, and I read how much stuff costs them, and to be honest with you, it sounds like it was just as expensive as Florida, if not more expensive, but they were happier because people were nicer. Now, I don't know what the fuck some of these articles are talking about, because I keep reading that, and I read the article about the trans person. I flip-flopped there for a second, sorry to confuse you, but I read the article about the trans person, who now she lives in Boston because it's safer than Florida. She felt her health was at risk. I don't know what the fuck this person's talking about. I've ran into a few trans people down here. I didn't threaten them, and I didn't see anyone else threaten them, to be honest. If you're trans, you're probably going to get a look wherever you go, especially if you're not passable. You're really going to get a look. Because if I saw a fucking 6'2" dude in high heels walking out, I'd fucking look too. I wouldn't threaten to kill him, but I'd fucking look because, well, no shit, Sherlock. Of course you're gonna fucking look. It's a freak show. If you see a train that's plowed into a car and you're driving by, you're gonna go, yeah, it's human nature. That doesn't mean that you hope there's dead bodies in there. I certainly hope there isn't. And it doesn't mean that the person passing by, you hope something bad happens to them. You're just looking because it's a fucking freak show and a train wreck, literally. And this is why you're looking, and I'm real sorry, but you don't look like a woman, so everybody's gonna stare. And if you do look like a woman and you're passable, you fool guys, and guys look at hot women all the time, so they're gonna look for that. So, and that's actually a compliment to you, because if they can't tell, well, you're trying to be a woman, so if you pull it off, you're pretty much on the right track, almost. So, it's kind of a compliment to you, if guys are looking at you and they can't tell. You know? It means you've transitioned really well. You'll never be a biological woman, but you were so close, you're passable, and right. And so that's, in your case, that should be a good thing, not a bad thing. So I don't know what this thing is about everyone feeling unsafe. I think it really goes with their mental illness. They think everyone's out to attack them. And I've seen this shit with the black community too. Every black person, not every, but so many, and so many younger black people I've worked with, they all think somebody's out to get them because they're black. Always out to get them. Meanwhile, half the time nobody gives a shit. We just simply want them to do their job and pull up their pants. Nobody gives two fucking shits about them. I don't go home and think about you, believe it or not. I got other shit to do. I don't care about your black ass. I just don't want to finish your job all the time at work if you don't do it. And I don't want to see your crack. That's it. I don't give a fuck what you do. And I don't want to hear your bad excuse for music. I don't want to hear someone yelling at me over a beat. That's not music. A beat they didn't even write. That's a joke. But whatever. I digress. I didn't think rap was any good when I was a younger kid. I think it's, you can't spell crap without rap. Okay? That's what I think. So whatever. Where's the guitar? Okay? And in my case, the bass. Which I don't play well. But yeah. Anyway. You know, if you want to hear some black stuff, put on some 70s funk, okay? That's when there was talent. Now there's no fucking talent. And I'll get to that whole whitewashing shit, too, in another video, where you gotta remake everything. That's ridiculous. I got a response to that, but... So, I don't know why everybody is so fucking paranoid. I see it in the black community, too, but I've always seen it there. But now it seems like all these libtards, and this goes with what I'm saying, it's a mental disorder. They constantly think they're hunted or something, when really, most of us don't like you, but we don't give a shit. Just stay over there and live in your own filth and take a shower once a week and just stay away from me. Nobody cares. Dye your hair 50 colors till it falls out. You're always going to look funny, so somebody's always going to look at you because you look like a train wreck in a fucking freak show. And that's not a sense of style. You look a fucking mess. So somebody's always going to look at you, retard. That doesn't mean they all want to stab you. I'm not saying I don't mind if you leave the state. You can leave and keep fucking going. And I hope you do. But to be honest with you, I'm not going to come and drive you out with a pitchfork or anything. I just really don't want you here, so I ain't going to pal around with you, but I don't give a fuck. So, you know, this tranny saying, I'm so endangered, I'm going to go up to Boston. Believe me, I went up to Boston. And it never said in the article, it made it sound in the article like she was renting a room. It said room for $1,100. If you think you're doing okay and you're renting a room for $1,100 in Boston, you do have a mental fucking illness. Because I got a whole place for $800 here in Florida, and I think that's too high. Okay, so you're paying $1,100. Oh, but it's so great. I'm in Boston. And all I ever heard in Boston was in school, every other term was cultural diversity. And when I was in college, I said to myself, you know, I'm not going to get a job in cultural diversity. You want to teach some TV production? I learned enough to get started. And I did it for 20 years. But man, if we took all that cultural diversity and they just blew it out their assholes and taught me more TV, I would have started at a higher pay. Thanks for that, assholes. Oh, but I wouldn't have been well-rounded and learned cultural diversity. Go fuck yourself, dude. That shit doesn't do anything for you. Just like black studies. I'm gonna learn how the white people rape the black... Oh, shut the fuck up. There's no job there. School should be reading, writing, arithmetic, civics. There, done. And then when you get to college, special things like television production, law, advanced mathematics, on and on and on. That's why you're there. I wasn't there to hear about cultural diversity, which I heard about every 2 minutes. And that was back in 90-something. I know, I age pretty well. Yeah, I know, right? I know I do. Thanks. Look, that was back, you know, in the 90s. I can only imagine today, and I can only imagine the price of my place. It took me 10 years to pay it off then, and I didn't have a Joe Biden going, we'll pay that for you. No, people told me to go fuck off and pay for it myself. That was my white privilege, I guess. I got the privilege of being poor, and I'm poor again. So, man, I love white privilege. It fucking just kills me, man. It really does. I like some of that black privilege. Anyway... So I go commit crimes and loot and not have to give anything back. That would be fantastic. No such luck. I'll be shot on the street. And it won't be reported because I'll be white. I'll be laying there and like 10 cars will run over me. That's what the fuck will happen. So I ain't doing that. Because when I'm a criminal, they actually make you pay. When you niggas commit crime, you don't even have to pull up your fucking pants. You just keep going. So anyway, I don't understand. That's all I ever heard up in Boston. With cultural diversity this, cultural diversity that, cultural diversity this. So I'm not surprised that people go up there. Okay, but to be honest with you, all the cultural and this is where Paul Revere rode down the street. Yeah, I was freezing my asshole off. I was freezing my balls off. None of that shit kept me warm. I could have been down here and just looked it up in a book. I didn't feel it didn't give me some feeling of that's a mental disorder if that shit really keeps you company up there. That's a fucking problem. That is a fucking problem. And of course, who's going up there? The tranny, a person with a mental disorder. I pay $1,100 for a room. It's great up here. The fuck? $1,100 for a fucking room? I got a cardboard box. I'll charge you $500. It's right out back of my place. Now, if it rains, you're fucked. But other than that, you could live out there with the cats and shit. I won't bother you. I'll charge you $500. You can fertilize the lawn when you want. How about that, asshole? So I don't understand these people. Oh, Florida's so mean. Florida's... I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Other than the fact we don't have shit in the streets. We don't have needles in the streets. Law and order here. We don't have a lot of mobs. I don't see a lot of mobs blocking the roads or anything. Seems pretty good. I don't know. We don't have a subway where mental people push you onto the subway all the time. I don't know. Seems pretty fucking good, to be honest. I went to the south side of St. Pete today. I wasn't even killed. Try that in Chicago. My white ass will be skinned alive. My bones will be hung out to dry. Won't get away with that shit there. So I don't know where all this shit comes from about Florida. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. My only good thing I like about that is a lot of them are leaving. Which I can't stand mental retardation and you're not getting help for it. You should be on some medication or in an asylum somewhere, which we don't have anymore. I want to say thank you, President Reagan. I'm not sure. But anyway, my point being, if you want to leave, then get the fuck out. Nobody cares, dude. You don't need to announce it. Nobody gives a fuck about your mental illness or the fact you're transitioning. And if you're worried about people not looking at you, then I guess go to where there's a bunch of freaks just like you and nobody will look. Go to Portland or something where you could be stabbed with a needle in 2 minutes. That's great. If you're worried about people looking at you, stop being so fucking ugly. You make an ugly broad. That's why people are looking at you. Because everyone can tell you're a dude. That transition ain't going well. Okay? So I don't understand. I keep reading these things about Florida. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Other than the prices going up and oh, it's hot down there. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's hot everywhere during the summer. I'm telling you right now, it's hot in Boston too. I've been there during the summer. I took summer classes. I sweated my asshole off, and then during the winter, I freezed my nuts off going to classes. So it was no better. It was no better. It really wasn't. It's very hot down here. It's pretty damn hot there too. It's called the change of seasons. It's not climate change. They just want money out of you. And they'll tax you because you're a carbon-based life form. So heaven forbid, you shouldn't be on the planet. You shouldn't be breathing. But John Kerry, in his ketchup-looking ass, his horse-face looking ass, is going to tell you that you shouldn't drive your car, but he's going to fly a jet to the latest conference and eat steak. And so that piece of fucking filth. He needs to be dumped in a hole very deep in the ground and just let him fall. See if he hits the bottom. That's all we need. Next. Oh, look at the light. I'm reading an article here. This is fucking hilarious. This is so hilarious. I just can't stop. Feminists are all pissed off about this, by the way. They came out now with a tampon just for men. I'm not shitting you about this. It's a tampon for men. It says here it's an insult to women who suffer period discrimination. Jesus Christ. God, this hurts my fucking head. Not the light. This article. This hurts my head. It says here, period shame is part of a sex-based inequality. Jesus fucking Christ. Everything's inequality. You can't fucking get away from it. Also says, oh, here it is in the article. This is my favorite part. A majority of people who menstruate are women. A majority. How about 100%? Men don't menstruate. You know why this trans person is menstruating? Because he's not a man. Do I have to fucking explain this? You would think. We're not in 2023. We were supposed to have flying cars by now. Flying cars, niggas. Flying cars. No, we got men menstruating. This is 2023. Where the fuck is my flying car? The fuck? Oh, hey, how's it going, nigga? Where the fuck is my flying car? We got men that are menstruating. They're really not, because they're not men. Let me explain to you. If you've a vajayjay, you're not a guy. You got ovaries, you're not a guy. Unless something really went wrong somewhere, okay? You know, something didn't happen in utero, but that's like 1 in a billion again. That almost never happens. Okay, so excluding that, if you menstruate, you're not a man. I don't know how else to fucking put it. It seems pretty fucking simple, doesn't it? Jesus Christ. Does some asshole need to explain this? I hope to God we're not teaching this shit to kids in school. Holy shit. Like the pregnant man emoji. There's no such thing. That's a chick with a beard. Like at the circus. You know? Like at that circus, that chick with a beard. And you're like, you're thinking about it for a second, you're like, nah, I won't get with that. So, yeah, that's what that is. Okay, you couldn't pay me enough to stroke her beard. Well, actually, I'm kind of broke. I need a second job. If it paid enough, I might, like, touch it once. But that's it. That's it. Okay, so I gotta go. This is fucking retarded. I gotta go. This is just fucking retarded. Remember, you menstruate, you're a chick. Okay? You don't menstruate, and you got a set of nuts, you're a dude. I solved that. You know what else would solve this gender confusion? A kick to the balls. Goodbye.